So we know some things about this bigger Negro Leagues collection, and they're dropping some hints that kind of lead to making it seem like there might be a little bit more coming for this program alongside some other stuff as well. Before we get into it, I just want to state that I will be out of town. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, so content will be a little bit weird. It was going to be a light week anyway, just in terms of the content drops anyway. But on Friday, I haven't really decided if I'm going to record where I'm staying. If I do, it'll probably just be a voiceover with a slightly better mic, but I'm going to be actually physically holding it. So if I do, it'll just be a voiceover on with Twitter images, Twitter X images, Twitter images, talking about it. But I'll go more in depth from like our normal setup on Monday. But just want to throw that out there. That's one. This week was light on content. Like I said, mainly because one, just how the things work, and two, because I'm going out of town. So, like I said, if there is a video Friday, not sure it'll be because I know where I'm going. The internet's gonna be kind of wonky, so I might record Friday, upload Saturday. But if I'm not entirely sure what'll happen, so just sort of keep that in mind that there is going to be some sort of probably weird, awkward sort of turnabout here because of stuff going on. But today we're going to talk about the Negro League stuff, some of the stuff we do know, and all that stuff. So without that, let's just jump into it, and we'll go from there. So to start off this kind of thing, we're in the collections because we're going to be going there. But let's reiterate kind of what's going on. So if you haven't been paying attention, we're kind of aware. The World Series stuff will probably be first of next week. Game 5 is tonight. Game 6 is Friday, meaning Game 7 would be Saturday. So I would assume they'll probably drop it Monday the 3rd or Tuesday the 4th at the latest. Not entirely sure, but unfortunately it means you're not going to be getting this until the end of Weekend Classic, which is unfortunate for if you're looking for slightly better cards, but you'll get the new bosses at least. So that is kind of a plus minus thing. But again, the biggest thing we're talking about today is going to be the Negro Leagues Collection, and then Finest coming the following week. So there is a lot of milga meshing going on. And it's, to be fair, I know others have said this, but it is kind of a big 2 weeks because the 7th is really the last major drop that we're going to get. I know last year in December, we did have like those command captain cards. I don't think we're going to see that again this year, to be fair, because we haven't really got any extra captains. So I don't know if they're going to do something similar like that for other cards, but we'll kind of wait and see on that front. But mainly I wanted to go over this information right here. So this is some stuff from their Twitter page. We're just going to go down the list. Starting off here, it talks about this, the Monty. We're going to start here. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go down the list. So it talks about Norman Turkey Stearns, and it says make sure you get his 80 gold card to get his diamond. And it says the same thing with good old Leroy Matlock here, the lefty pitcher. Make sure you're using that card. Hilton Smith, and last but not least, good old Monty Irvin. So what I'm assuming is going on here is they're going to be having slightly micro collections. And by micro, it's mainly making sure you're doing this because you're going to need the cards anyway for it. Again, I don't necessarily know or can assume how this is going to be going. My only assertion is they want, one, the cards haven't really had true upgrades yet, and this is probably their upgrade. These 99s that they're basically going to give out for free, they're not unfortunately, not a lot of the cards are very usable outside of a couple and all that stuff. And just to put this in what I'm talking about here is we sort of see who's gotten these upgrades and who hasn't. Judy Johnson got one. Biz Mackey has one. Oscar Charleston has one. So the guys who haven't gotten one yet are the ones they have talked about. Now, it is worth noting that Hilton Smith got one. They might be doing one for Satchel Paige too. I do not know. He was a World Series award very early on. He also could be the big collection. Another one is Rube Foster. He didn't get one, but he might be a boss. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. He could be a boss for the ninth inning program. It is likely that he might get one there as well, or he could be the collection. My best guess, and same thing with Buck O'Neil. Buck O'Neil also doesn't have one. They could have two. I don't know. He could be the big collection. I truthfully don't know. We don't know about these guys either. They haven't gotten one yet, but I don't know. These were the showdown guys. I don't know if we're getting same thing with him. I think with Leon Day. Was he one too? He was a program. So I don't know what they're going to do with these guys either. To be honest with you, we'll have to wait and see if they're going to make you run back the program, the showdown. I have no earthly idea at this point, but they're giving out some of these cards for free that are going to boost it. So at this point, you might want to just wait and see. If you really want to do it for collection purposes, hey, by all means, go crazy. Then you can get those. But just remember, they did give Josh Gibson out as a boss, and now his price is skyrocketed. I don't have an earthly clue necessarily what's going to be doing what. Same thing with like Officer Charleston. So however this thing goes, Judy Johnson's kind of cheap. You might want to pick him up just in case. I'm just sort of throwing that out there that this is a possibility that there could be some kind of like I don't even know. How much is he? I said 25. It might be closer to 30 based on the fact they're giving out these upgraded cards for free, meaning I think that is going to raise the ceiling a little bit. Now, before we end, I do want to talk about this right here. We don't know him yet. I'm recording this on Wednesday. We'll probably know more Thursday or at some point later on. The XP path bosses. One looks like a Bryce Harper. Like I said, one could be a Rube Foster card and one could be somebody else. It could maybe Buck O'Neil. I really don't know. I'm just sort of spitballing who it could be. I also said Frank Thomas, to be honest with you. And I don't think that's true. But the one thing I'm going to guess is that this is going to be an MVP card for Bryce Harper. I think he was still in the outfield in 21, so it could be a Phillies MVP card because this is going to sound really, really weird, but he did have a flashback finest for May that was in 2015. Now, does this really matter? Not at all, but he did have one that was a right field. I do think we might see it'll be an MVP card. Could it be a Silver Slugger and they bid him national? It's absolutely possible. But I think it might be an MVP card for maybe 21, if not 15. It could be 15, but I think 21's probably a little bit more likely as an outfielder because he was still a right fielder at that time. So I think that's entirely possible. In terms of like the other two, my initial thought this is what my thought's going to be, and I don't know necessarily which one is which. If it's a pitcher, it could be Rube Foster. He could also play first base. We kind of know that, or the outfield. Does Rube Foster scream collection reward? I don't think. Maybe. Buck O'Neil could be that guy too. He feels like a collection guy. He could also be a boss. Satchel Paige probably is the favorite to be the collection, and I think that's probably what it is. Or he could also be the pitcher for this. I don't have an earthly clue. My guess it'll be one of those two guys. One of these three guys will be a boss. However, I do want to point out that there is no 99 Frank Thomas yet, and it could be a Frank Thomas card. First base Frank Thomas, it's possible. But I don't have any earthly idea. That's my best guess. Is that it'll be something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I probably am wrong. That's generally how these things work. But that's my best guess going into this based on what we know as of the afternoon on a Wednesday. All right, so all that to sort of say we're kind of just in a waiting pattern. It's one of those weird weeks where we're in between stuff, and it's fine. Take a break, relax, play something else on the console, as there's plenty of stuff out there. So to reiterate, if you made it this far and you forgot, I will be out of town. So meaning we'll see when content gets uploaded. Worst case, we'll just be one video this week. Friday, that's kind of part of the plan. So yeah, let me know down below. Are you excited for some more 99s? Who do you think the bosses are going to be? Who do you think the XP thing will be? This is a week to catch up on stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing today. It's just catching up. Making sure we're all ready to go. We're ready to go. Make sure the programs, the mainline stuff is gone because Time Stranger has taken up so much of my time. So that being said, my name is Specs, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys.